Apollonia, she is suing Prince's estate. And it's a court battle over name and legacy. We'll get into all of those details. So listen, I'm a big Prince fan. Love Prince. I loved Vanity 6 more than Apollonia 6. That's no
Me
shade.
too.
Just Vanity came first. Met them both in my youth. So shout out to them both. But Apollonia Kotero, we know her real name is Patricia or Patty. She is suing Prince's estate over the rights to her name, right? She is suing because out of the blue in June, Prince's estate filed a trademark to Apollonia for clothing and entertainment services. Apollonia, the name. And they even asked the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to cancel her existing trademark.
Mm.
Now, Apollonia is maintaining that she has been Apollonia from 40 plus years, since Purple Rain, which debuted in 1984, to her current podcast, Apollonia Studio 6. She has worked as an actress under that name, in addition to her work in the group Apollonia 6. She also worked as an artist, right, independently under that name. Prince never objected to her using the name while he was alive. He never put any legal issues or intent to her. We never heard about that. And neither Paisley Park nor Sony Music has contested it until now. Her attorney says she fully expects to prevail in protecting her name, right? But it is kind of interesting. They want her to be held to the contract that she signed in 1983 when she met Prince and signed up for Purple Rain and thus, by extension, slid into the lead role of Apollonia 6, which obviously we know that role was intended for Vanity. DH, what are your thoughts on this as far as from a business perspective? Because I think this is a very interesting case.
Yeah, I think there's some art and there's some science to it. Meaning the science of it is when you do a trademark or copyright, it is for certain categories. And so, if you don't have a certain category and you haven't paid for that, then you're not eligible for it. So, if you talk about merch and all that kind of stuff, that might be a totally different category that she didn't apply for or assign for because it's costly to get full coverage.
It
So, I'm
is.
so I'm thinking she doesn't have that coverage.
But they want to cancel her existing one,
Well,
period.
then that has to do with the type of usage and the type of trademark she has. Because if she can defend herself and say, I have been using that specific trademark or copyright, if you will, then it's a no brainer. But if she has not been using it, that particular area that they're attacking, they can because it's a non-use. I mean, I've had a couple of those come up, and all you do is just pay, and you keep the right to continue to use. Now, if you have it and don't use it, you can lose it. That's how copyright trademark works. But obviously, the art behind it is she is Apollonia, and she some way, shape, or form probably wants to be compensated, not only continue, but compensated and participate in how they are using her name and what she has established as an icon for 40 years.
I mean, and here's the thing. I think that she has a right to it because without her, there is nothing essentially. I mean, there is, but
Right. She has created value
yeah,
for the name and the brand of Apollonia. I think the question is how much she gonna get, because she has something because there is some equity in that she has developed and built and all of that. That goes without question. And they just trying to do what lawyers do, which is say, hey, let's not pay nothing, let's get it all for free. And so now she counters and she comes and says, nah, you're not gonna get it for free, but talk to me, let's negotiate and let's take a feel for it. So I think she has rights and privileges because nobody else has used it. She is, when you think of when you Google and get Apollonia, she's gonna be at tops on the SEO, and she has some muscle there. She does have some rights and privileges there, and it'll just be a nice negotiation. But they have to at least say, we want it all. or do that, because there's lawyers, with a day job just doing it over there at Warner Brothers or whatever. So they
No, it's
do
Prince's estate. So
it.
yeah.
Yeah, they just saying, hey, that's what we get paid for, to do stuff like this, to capture 100% for the estate, and to get everybody else kind of aligned with us. So I think that it'll be negotiated. I don't think she'll lose. I don't think that Prince's estate will win. It'll be somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Justifiably so. That's the way it should be.
Morris Phillips in the chat says her brand is her brand. Royal Jenkins says, I remember Vanity in The Last Dragon and Action Jackson movie. I know that's right. Step on the elevator, press number 7. That's all you have to do to get to 7th heaven. Yeah, that was my jam. I loved Vanity back then. And Pretty Brown Mimi says, so if the role was intended for Vanity, how did Apollonia end up getting the role? She auditioned. Vanity and Prince broke up. She quit the group. Boom, boom, bam. Went solo. And so Prince showed her, in his mind, that she was replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't, but she was, it worked. Obviously, Prince made a classic.